Listeners be advised. The Soliloquy podcast discuss matters related to the human experience and many that are sexual in nature. Due to this, some conversations may surround triggering topics such as sexual violence, self-harm, abuse, and much more. Please be advised, a list of crisis and psychological resources will be available in the show notes of this episode. With that said, let's get started with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please as we go through the following safety instructions.
In the event that there is a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen mask will drop from the overhead. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Breathe normally as oxygen is flowing even if the mask is not inflated. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
Look at that. It worked. You see? Look.
Oh my God, it worked.
It worked. Look at that. Look, mommy, I'm here. Look,
Look,
daddy,
Ma,
I'm
I made
queer.
it.
Oh, God. Okay. Professional. Season 2. I need to do better, but I still am not because, look, it's life. Anyways, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Soliloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. This is your favorite host, Vernon T. Scott, also known as Slaytor Jackson, and for you freaky motherfuckers out there, Sebastian Adams. On today's episode, we're diving deep into the conversations about Black fetishization, and with me, I have that brilliant Savon with me. How are you doing today?
Oh my gosh, Vernon, I love that long, incredible intro every single time. It gets my shit together. I adore it. But I am so good. I am tanned, because I'm Black, tanned, thin, and feeling my zhuzh. I just spent 94 days training with the army, and I feel good. I feel great.
As you should be. Like, y'all, the army took Savon away from me for such a long time. He abandoned me. I was like, they was like sink or swim. And I was like, bitch, I'm already drowning. I stopped
I'm
swimming
drowning.
like 3
I'm
weeks ago.
sinking so
Like, what the fuck you
badly.
mean sink or swim, bitch?
Oh my gosh, I'm back. But yeah, it was tough training, but it was like super fun.
Well, that's good. I know we were talking about this a little bit earlier. You got some enlightenment while
I
away, some
did.
validation. You
Oh,
came back.
it was incredible. I feel so good. I really feel like this training, I think, gave me some much needed like validation in myself, in my voice, and just like in my presence. And I think it really taught me that like people love me because I'm me, not just because I like put on a show. And it was just so cool.
Oh, look at the army doing something right for once.
Oh my God, for once.
I will forever shade the U.S. government. I'm sorry, even if I
And you
happen
should.
to be working for the federal government at one point in my life. But
Wait, really? Wait
I
a second.
may,
Wait a
I may.
second.
Look,
Oh, right. You may
not
have.
right now, not
Or
right
you
now.
may.
I may. Now, I'm just saying if things, some tables happen to be shook
If
out,
someone calls,
if
who
someone
knows?
calls and they got
If hey, if they call you up,
look, if they're like, oh, Vernon, we're gonna pay some of your bills with the salary. Ooh,
well, then I might just do it. I don't know.
look.
Vernon, let me tell you, they pay so well. Oh my God. It was, I'm sorry, but it was very nice to be well paid for 12 weeks. It was great.
I felt
It
that.
was incredible.
I felt that. Like,
And
oh my
then
God.
I went right back to Chick-fil-A, and I'm back to being poor, but those 12 weeks were immaculate.
Look, oh my gosh, I just need something to treat me like those 12 weeks for like a full rest of my life. That's
Lifetime, exactly. A lifetime for a lifetime
like,
would be incredible.
look, just whisper in
That's the
my
goal.
ear. Guess what? Your bills will be paid.
Ooh,
Oh, it's
I
something
just
extra. You'll
came
have
immediately,
more
Vernon.
money.
I already came. This
Oh,
is
look, like, let me know. Like, oh, you said I'm gonna have some extra spending money too?
leg spread,
Mm.
leg spread immediately,
Like,
leg spread and lubed up.
impregnate me,
Take it in
bitch.
the back. Like,
Impregnate me. Like, what you trying to do?
do you
Oh my
want it on the floor?
God.
Do
I'm
you want it
okay.
over here? Do you want it over there? Anything can happen. Like, it would be crazy.
Child, the work will be served.
Oh,
Literally.
it would be immediate,
Look, oh my God.
immediate,
Like,
and it was.
and then it came and
It
went
was
real quick.
immediate. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone now, but it was nice.
Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. Like that's just the only thing. Like I not to say I don't like what I do currently because it's actually a little bit fulfilling. And it
A
does
little
give
bit
me time.
fulfilling.
Look, it does give me time to work on other things. Like the I design the sexual exploration journal #2 while at work. So like
Exciting.
I designed that, the artwork and all that other stuff at the desk. My staff, they had no idea what the hell I was doing. I showed some of them some of the little pictures that I was working on, and they did
Right.
like them. But like I did most of that while at work, and I was like, yes, I love to be in a space where I can do something like this and still get paid. But at the end of the day, it's not covering all my bills. Therefore, I have to get a second
Mm.
job.
See, very much Chick-fil-A, very much Chick-fil-A because I do like love that they like work with my schedule. They're super flexible. They work with like me being gone for like my military stuff, and I love that, and I do love like that part of it, but I don't love like everything else about Chick-fil-A. Because it's just a lot. And like if we don't smile, we get fired.
Ooh, damn, I would
And
hate that.
I don't want to get face wrinkles and need Botox yet. So
Look,
question, would you get Botox?
I don't think so. The
Mm,
reason why is
right.
because
Yeah, me neither.
look, I'm not
That's
judging if you
crazy.
do. Go ahead and do what you want to do. Like, I love it for you. Like I'm all for like whatever work anybody wants to do on their bodies, do so, long as it's a safe and reputable doctor that's not going to
Right.
botch the work
Thank you,
that
Dr.
they're
Zismore.
look like make sure that get your work done. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Like you can afford it. You doing what you
Well,
want to
I
do to
can't
make
afford
yourself feel
it.
good, but like I love it. Now, in terms of like Botox,
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point where I'm starting to love the way I look as
Mm,
I age.
love that.
So it's like I don't want to manipulate that. And I also
Mm,
don't want to be in a space where I'm asking myself, will I be still looking the same way if I did not get this shot in my face
mm,
10 years ago?
that's fair.
But now in terms of like weight loss or something like that, I might do some lipo.
Mhm.
But
Why
or
not?
like yeah, why not? But
BBL. BBL.
I don't know about that.
Get a BBL.
I got enough back there already. I'm good. I'm not trying. Like, that's
Preach
the
about
other
it.
thing. I don't want to change the overall shape of my body.
Okay.
Like, I don't mind taking off some of the stomach fat. I
Hmm.
like my tits the way that they are. I like my
Hmm.
ass the way that it is.
Fair.
My thighs, I could take a little bit off, but at the same time, my thighs be thying, bitch. Like they just be like, "What you gonna do today?" Like you could
Yeah.
smother a motherfucker, or you could
Right.
just, stand up and be
Live.
happy, like live.
Right.
So it's like
We live.
on the different sections of my body that I love and appreciate.
Right.
It's like I'm like I'm okay how I look now. I do love all aspects of myself, but a tweak every now and again, I'm okay with it. But
Fair. But I feel like that transitions super well into what do you think when certain people like you for your skin and and like for your body and like for your blackness a little bit too much.
So for those people, I just cannot necessarily rock with them. The reason
Okay.
why is because I don't want my identity, like
Mhm.
my personhood, to be an object. I don't want to be like, I want to be with somebody who sees me as a full person.
Mm,
So if me being black is the thing that turns you on, you don't want me because there's more to me than just my skin tone. If
right.
me being a big dude is what turns you on, again, there's a lot more to me than just being a big dude. Whatever the case is, even if it's, oh, you got a fat ass, whatever. If my fat ass is the only thing that got you over here, like, then look, we could probably fuck, but we're not going to be in an actual relationship because look, if I lose the ass, are you still gonna be here? Like,
Mm,
what's if I decide at one point in my life that I don't love the way that my ass look, are you going to feel threatened or insecure about the way that I
right.
change my body? Then you don't need to be here. So it's like I want someone who appreciates the whole me rather than certain subsects of my identity. Like, in terms of like, let's say if like a hookup. I don't mind
Mhm.
having some body worship because that is very, fulfilling. Like somebody who is like a chub chaser who just likes, the chub body for that reason. We can hook up so long as I'm getting a damn massage. Like, let's go. Like, I need this massage. You gonna fulfill a need.
Right.
Like, I'm here for it.
See a
But
need, fill a need.
exactly. But not you're not going to be someone that I'm going to feel secure enough in dating long term.
Mm.
But yeah. But if it's a racial thing, like, oh, you're black skin, it's going to give me like, I don't want to say they're a serial killer because they're not a serial killer, but it's
The ick.
definitely it's like, do you want to wear my skin, fam? Like, what the fuck is
Oh,
going on? Like,
interesting.
I'm creeped out. Get away. Like
But
I
what if they do and the sex is good? Like, what do you do then? Like, where's the line, Vernon?
so if we've had sex before
Right.
and I did not pick up on the fact that they were only into me because of my skin,
Hmm.
then there's a dilemma because if the sex was mediocre, we're definitely not hooking back up.
Okay, you are much better than me, but fair. Continue.
Damn. If it
Mhm.
is phenomenal sex and I truly enjoyed it, I need to find a replacement before, I need to find something else in the process of us fucking until our last fuck. That's all
Mm,
I'm saying. I'm not
fair.
going to hit them up frequently. It's going to be on an as need basis.
It's
I
needed,
mean,
right?
I
So,
mean,
so,
yeah.
so, 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 like each night, or like, what are you? But yeah.
Possibly once a week, once a week. Now, if it's during the vacation time,
It's
I've
every day.
learned, look, the sex drive goes all the way up because
It
it's
really
not that
does. It's
I
so bad.
it's
It's
so
so
bad.
bad.
It's like it's not that I
I hate it.
cannot fill my day with other activities because I can. Like I have a
But I
lot of
don't want
things I
to.
enjoy doing outside of
Why would I
sex.
want to?
Exactly. It's like, look, I don't have sex as much as I can have during the work periods.
Preach about it.
So I'm here to not necessarily increase my body count, but increase my sex count because I need to make
Mm.
up for what I've been lacking for all this damn year. So if I'm supposed to be having
It's
sex,
January 6th.
if I'm supposed to have sex
Year just
on a
started.
weekly basis, that means
Right.
it's 52 weeks in this
Hmm.
damn year. And if
Right.
I only had sex
Six
18
times.
times, oh,
Okay,
six
right.
times.
Right. 18, right.
I'm giving myself, if I only had sex 18 times, that means there's a good, it's the math thing. Is it 34, Lord? It sounds like it's 34. There's
I think it's
34,
34.
yes, 34 sexual experiences I need to have within this damn time frame to make up for this entire year. The Soliloquy podcast focuses on the variability of sexual expression. When it comes to sexual expression, we often depend on pornography to illustrate how one must perform sexually. For those who have not learned this by now, the stuff you see in porn is not real. Pornography provides a singular perspective of sexual expression that is not often the reality we see during our own sexual encounters. The Soliloquy podcast is a conversation that takes you outside of the compressed box of what many know about sex. Some of the topics we discuss includes kinks, condom usage, status disclosure, and past sexual experiences. The Soliloquy podcast steps out on sexual norms and recognizes that the norm is not the only normal. Subscribe today and join the conversation. Yes, 34 sexual experiences I need to have within this damn time frame to make up for this entire year. That's all I'm saying.
Let's be serious. Calm down. Jesus Christ.
I like
34
multiple rounds. I like multiple rounds, fam.
That is fair. I am not that girl. I get tired and I am ready to go. Leave me alone. Stop touching me. It's over now. It's a wrap. Stop touching me.
That's me after a full body orgasm. Like, if that happens, I'm just like,
don't touch me. Don't look at me. Get out of my house and lock the door when you leave.
Exactly. Like, I did some sinful shit. That's when the old school Christian preachings come into my soul. It's
right.
Like, how dare you, you sinner? You're going straight to hell. I'm like, oh my God. I need to go.
You need to leave.
I need to go sit down and talk to the Lord Jesus.
Think about my life.
Some things
that are wild.
Be like, oh, he said a mustard seed is all that I need. Oh, mustard seed, hold
that's
my heart.
Faith. Oh my God, that's not how the scripture works for the belief.
I know.
You're just saying words now. You're just saying words. But yeah, like I think for me, I think you've got a little bit more self-respect than I do. I think that
okay.
I think that for the most part, if someone's like fetishizing me, I don't care that much unless it's unless they're talking down to themselves, because then like the kind non-slut deep down rises up and is like, wait, like, time out. You should love yourself too. And the amount of times I've been on a certain queer app that will not be named because once again, no freak out. The amount of times I'll be like talking with menses and I'll be like, hey, you sound like you don't love yourself. Are you okay? And then they're like, do you want to have sex or not? And I'm like, absolutely. Let me shut the fuck up. Come on over. Sure. But there were like a few times when I was like, I think we have to talk about this immediately because you sound like you need help. Because so many queer men think that like sex will fix everything. And they think that if they just fuck more, that like they won't be sad and like they won't feel anxious. And it's always, and most of the time, that's just not true. And it's like, I think you need a friend, baby. Like, let's talk. And if they're horny enough, sometimes they're like, I don't want to talk. And I'm like, fair, but I feel weird sleeping with you, knowing like you desperately need a friend. So I guess we're not going to fuck anymore. But when it comes to like Black fetishization, there have been more than one man that was like, I love a Black man, and I'll be like, that is crazy, because I am one. So let's get into it. Like, let's get into it because, like, if they're not a weird, strange, or creepy person, I really don't mind that because I kind of like white guys. Like, sometimes, most of the time. So I like, so I've been, this makes me sound like a whore, but I've been with pretty much like every race at least once. Well,
That's not
except
being a whore. That's
that
just
sounds like being a whore. Well, it's
look,
just
if you look at like the demographics for the US,
right.
that's like 10 categories. That's 10
It's
people. Look.
I mean, I probably haven't been with like every single like tiny like micro demographic graphic. But let's just say if sex was Disney's Epcot, I've been to every major country, right? So when it comes to
Okay.
that, I like I really don't care why you like me so long as you like me. And I think I tend to do this thing where I like make jokes with guys while they're trying to like talk like sexy. I'm like, so like Vernon, this past summer, this guy, this guy told me that this guy told me he was uncircumcised, and I'm so stupid that my response was, "Can you sew me a shirt with that extra skin?" And
And let it be a turtleneck, Lord. And let it be a turtleneck. Oh my God.
Vernon, and when I say I do that shit all the time because I make myself laugh so fucking hard. And so, like, most of the time, like, if men don't find me funny, we're not sleeping together because I make almost incessant jokes. Like, like a few weeks back, there was a man that was like face down, ass up. The door is unlocked, which is not really like my thing because I like to talk first. And I went in there. We were doing what it do, and I was still making them laugh because if there's one thing about me, I'm gonna get my stand-up set ready. It doesn't matter where we are. Every moment is a chance to work on my tight five. And so, but back to the question. Yeah, I really don't mind that much, which is probably toxic. But like, as long as you're not like a weird person, I don't really care why you like me as long as it's not like weird. Like, if you're like, let's say there was an Asian guy that was like, oh my gosh, I love your dark chocolate Egyptian, Idris Elba, Nubian king skin, then we have to talk about it because now you're because now because now you're being weird and like now you're doing too much. But if it's just like chatting, like yeah, like I just like one of my friends, I won't say their name because I don't want to out them, but they are white and they tend to lean more towards black and Latino men. And we had sex and we fucked once. And the sex and the sex wasn't great. So like now like now we are just friends. But for them, like they told me like I lean towards black guys, and I was like, sure, dog. Like so, because I think like unless they make it weird, it really doesn't matter to me a ton.
That makes sense to me. There's a couple things I did want to like comment on. Like sex and
Sure.
having a whole ass comedy set. That sounds amazing. I'm not even gonna lie, that sounds amazing.
Vernon, it's very
That
fun.
like that sounds like a lot of fun. Like, look, yes, I'm here for that. Next thing, I wouldn't say that, having that preference or leaning towards a certain type is necessarily toxic. I would say
Right.
that it's just intentions behind it that
Mm,
can make it
right.
toxic. Like if it's because like for me, I see it as if, and I would say this is a thing that fits into the weird category for
Mm,
me, like how
mm.
you were like with the Nubian king, Egyptian skin and all that, that
We're getting
also
weird. It's weird
definitely
then.
gives me weird vibes. But
Exactly.
but like what the fuck, like just say
Like,
black,
whoa.
fam.
Don't say black.
You're going
Jesus
to Nubian,
Christ.
like you're doing the
You're doing
most,
too fucking much.
way too much. But like if whenever someone hits me up, it's like, oh, because I just love the big black ass and I love the big black cock. Ugh, I
Sure.
love the BBC and all that other stuff. I'm like, that's
Take it then,
weird.
sure.
Like
Oh, right.
clearly I know where you stand on that. But
Right.
like for me, I'm just
Right.
like, this is this is really skeeving me out because I'm like,
Fair.
it's leaning towards I'm going to be the object in the room rather
Mm,
than the person in the room. So
right.
it gives puts me in an uncomfortable space because I'm like, if we do meet up, are you going to appreciate me for who I am and
Mm,
appreciate my body? Or do you think that because I am the object in the room, you can have control over me however you want? Because that's not going
mm,
to happen. Because look, I may be submissive. I do identify as a switch, but don't get it wrong. That dom is the primary.
don't get fucked up.
Like, don't get
Right.
yourself fucked up trying to fuck
Right.
around with those fuck arounds because look, it always goes
Fuck
back to
around, find out.
you will find out
You will
I'm
find
not
out
the one
with a quickness.
with the quickness. So it's like if you think that but by engaging in sex with me, this is going to have power over me or some sense like that. I just can't rock with it. I can't fuck with it.
Fair.
That's weirdo behavior,
Yes,
as
it's
the young
very
would say.
lame. It's very lame. And I think that people need to use the word lame more because it is such
Mm,
a powerful word for me. Because if I say this nigga's lame, I mean that with my
yeah.
chest. And I mean, they're lame, they're weird, they have no job, they have no car. Like this person is a lame. And I just really feel like people don't use that word enough. But
Mm,
yeah, I think you said something that was so good and it made me think because you said, like, don't treat me like I'm the object, right? And I think that a lot of times, not just not just men, but like especially queer men, because we tend to have more sex than our straight counterparts, and we tend to have more casual sex, right? I think that a lot of times men get caught up in just viewing the people they sleep with as like human fists or like human toys, and it's and they forget like that's a person with a job, with a family, like with jokes, like with like a full life beyond this moment. And I think that is why I, I, I choose to make jokes before, during, and like after sex because I need them to like to consciously think this is a person.
Mm.
And I think a lot of times if you just if you just do the yo what's up chilling you horny and you just go like through that basic conversation, to me you're pretty much giving them like free reign to just treat you like a walking blow up doll.
I
And that's
agree.
not my and it's just not my thing. Like it would be fake if I said I've never done that, because I have, but it's not my like go-to thing at this phase of my life.
I agree with you. I will have to admit that I've had those kind of experiences
Yeah.
too. Most definitely when I was a lot younger and horny. Like it's like whenever like with the news thing. I know
Yeah.
I had there's an episode that probably will be airing before this one that I've
Ooh.
done about sending news. It might be
Oh my God.
afterwards, but
I
like
send too many news, honestly.
like for
It's kind of
me
bad.
when it comes to like when I was a lot younger, I will freely send my news, and this also was one of those things that did hurt my self esteem. And before I
Mhm.
realized that people really just wanted to see your news, and that's all,
Yeah.
and that just made me feel more of like an object. And that
Mm.
those actions of people either see the news, block me, or
Mm.
like my face pick is up. You automatically know it's
Right.
a big dude. So it's not like a surprise. There's a lot of fat over on this dude. Like,
Whoa.
oh my God. Like,
Rough,
so it's
rough. It's a
like,
Dungeon Dragon. Right.
right. So like in my mindset at a younger age, I wasn't thinking about that concept of they know what I look like already. So
Right.
they already are attracted to me and not focusing on that they just wanted to see my news. Like I wasn't connecting that at that age. So but like when I would get blocked or whatever, that will hurt my self-esteem. That would make me feel like, oh, my body is ugly. People don't appreciate it. They don't like it and all this other stuff.
Right.
And that's one of those things that made me be a lot more protective of those things. But also during that age, it was easier for me to look at people not necessarily as objects because I tried to approach things in a
Right.
full you're a whole as human being,
But
but in those
sometimes they're just a
moments
whole, I don't know.
like in those moments when people will just be like so focused on sex, I want to see your nudes,
Right.
here's this pic, here's this other pic, like what's up. I'm just like, okay, I guess I just have to look at you as a means to an end. Like you're coming over, we're going to have sex, and quite sure we're never going to have a conversation after this.
Right.
So it became a little bit easier for me to like not see them as a whole human being. But now I just cannot put myself in that
Mm.
position because I don't want to hook up with somebody that I don't see as being a full human because I want
Mm.
to enjoy the sex that I'm having with the person and I want them to enjoy it just as much as I'm enjoying it. Even if things don't work out, like I'll tell people all the time, like, oh, look, it can be stress that's going on that's impacting this experience, or it can be, look, if you just wasn't in the mood and you thought you were in the mood and now you're over here and you can't get up, it's okay. Like I'm not upset. Like I have such a low threshold of an expectation for people. So it's like if you show up, you met the bare minimum. So it's like outside of that, I don't hold people to a certain standard of how the sexual experience needs to be. It is what it is. I see you as a human being. I see you as somebody who has flaws, a person who has a schedule, person who has a family, a person who has things to do rather than just a tool for my own pleasure.
Right. That was so well said, Vernon.
Oh, well,
Uh,
I try my
th-
best.
that is absolutely a social media audio clip. It's over with. It's done. Tell tell sibling rivalry to watch their motherfucking backs.
Oh, well, look, I will take that and make sure whenever I'm going back and doing clips, because I usually do one clip and it's usually
Right.
before I put the little
Yeah.
audio in there to be like, hey, this is what, this is the Hoolical podcast, to
Yeah.
remind people like, share, and subscribe and shit. But like, I will make sure I snip that for you so that can be one of those things that I'll push on social media
It's
because
fine.
I got you. If you say it needs to be done, it shall get done.
Well, well, I mean, it was my entire undergraduate degree, but it's fine.
Oh, ooh, you're right. You're right.
What are you gonna do? But yeah, like I think you're so right. But I think you're so right, and I think like at the end of the like at the end of the day, the reason why fetishization of black people is so is so jarring and it's so bad for us is because we're truly just being seen as someone black and as and we're just someone's object, we're just someone's desire and not us, like we're not real people. And I think that is so dangerous because when you don't someone as like a full person, you treat them wildly. Like there's been some times when I caught caught myself treating people in ways I like thought were just so bad before, and then I was like, oh, now I see why, because they suck. Joking, but because sometimes sometimes people just don't take your word for what you say. So there were some guys that messaged me and I was like, yo, you're like, I'm just not into you like that. Like, like, thank you, but just not. And instead of being like, yo, thanks, blah, blah, they were like, can I ask why? And I was like, you can go to hell. Like, what are you joking? But I was like, I mean, I don't know why you want why do you feel like I owe you the explanation of why I don't want to sleep with you because that goes back to you just see me as an object for you to for you to for you to for you to sleep with, not a person that doesn't want to sleep with you, because that shit, like, it really got me because I was like, why does it matter? Like, why does it matter? I said no.
Mm,
And it's like, it would only make you upset if you feel entitled to
mm.
sex with me, which would only be because you don't see me as a person.
Exactly. Like I really prefer when people just tell me straight up they're not interested. Like I don't believe in no response is a response. Like I
Well,
get
I
that
do
in
sometimes, but I'm also toxic. So,
I'm so done. I get that in terms like of where we are as a society with a lot of toxic people in
right.
terms of like they cannot handle rejection, but you also
Oh,
cannot
yeah.
expect that everybody can is that same person. Like
Mm,
for me, if you're not interested in the person, most definitely when it comes to some of these dating apps, just block the person. Like
right.
just that
Just
makes it
block
easy.
them.
It's clear to them, okay, they're not interested. Wherever it is, it's like, okay, cool. If that's your version of no response, I get that.
Right.
You didn't respond to them, you blocked them, they cannot engage with you, life is good. But if you just say, "Oh, I'm not interested," I'm of the mindset because look, I'm a whole like I guess elevated and enlightened person, I
Yeah,
guess. But I'm just like, okay, thank you for letting me know. Like
right.
that's the end of the conversation. I'm not going to force you to tell me anything. I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just like, okay, they're not into me.
Yeah,
I'm not going to create a whole scenario of reasons why. I just
same.
accept it. It's just it is
Right,
what it is. Like
right.
life is good. There's more pussy, ass, and dick out here than this one person, regardless of
Preach about it.
how attractive they are. There's
And
somebody
sometimes
else who's
they
either
do look good.
do
Sometimes they
look
look good.
good.
But like it's exactly what you said. Like I think that when I was younger, I would get like not upset, but I would like feel like attacked when
Mhm.
people would be like, hey, like you're just not my type, because I was like, I'm 19, my butt is big, my dick is good, what more do you want? My stomach is flat, what more do you niggas want from me? What else? And then I had to learn like they just don't want to sleep with me, and that's okay
Mhm.
because I don't want to sleep with someone that doesn't want to sleep with
Exactly. And that's the thing that I don't get why
me.
some people like they do not make that connection.
Yeah,
Like
but
when
I'll
it
say
comes
it
to
took me a couple years. Yeah,
hey, as long as you got to that point. I know people older than me who do not understand
yeah,
that
it's
concept.
bad. It's really bad.
Like, I'm like, you expect me. Like there was this one person who was like, "Oh yeah, I want to, meet up with you." And I was like, "Oh, can you send me a face picture or something?" Or like I make an exception for some people. Like for me, if I'm going to possibly go do something long term with a person,
Yeah,
and you automatically send me a face picture, that gives you some
work,
type of okay, we
credibility.
can possibly have something ongoing. If
Right.
you send me like the exception for those people who have issues with face pics, I'm like, because I'm a body person, I'm like,
Right.
I'm okay with you sending me a
Yeah,
full body picture,
sure.
but I'm only going to see you in the lens of sexual interaction, still see you as a
Mhm.
whole being, but
Yeah,
I just know that because you only are comfortable with presenting your body and not presenting yourself,
right.
that our interaction will be body focused.
Right.
And that's okay. That means if I'm horny, you horny, we can go ahead, meet up and do some shit. But like that's the space that they are putting themselves in. But like there's been people who will hit me up just like, oh, I don't want to send you a body pic, I don't want to send you a face pic, oh, but I sent you a dick pic, that should be
Mhm.
enough. And I'm like, no, no,
It's
like
not enough.
it's
It's never
not.
enough.
It's never enough. Like one, dick pics don't turn me on. Like, dick pics also lie. Like, what are we going to do? Like, I'm glad that you're confident in your dick, but I don't know that motherfucker. We've never
Who is
met.
the who is this man?
Uh,
I've nen I have never met this man in my life. There was this one short king, like 5'3" short man, longest dick I've ever seen. Vernon, I was in shock because I was like, time out. What are you doing? Mr. Oompa Loompa, what are you
Oompa
doing
Loompa,
with all
Lord.
this fucking chocolate? Like, what are we doing here? This is crazy. But I do get what you're saying. And I think in my current season,
Oh God, I don't know what this is
I,
about.
in my current
I'm
season,
scared.
you should be. In my current season, I won't, I don't regularly sleep with people if they don't show face. But if I'm really horny,
Mm.
then every now and then I will. But like if they want to do more than judge us like face down, as up, which again is not my judge, but like if it's the time, like there's a time and place for things, right? And it needs to be like a very specific time and place for me to be fine with you not sending face. But I'll tell men straight up, like, look, if you don't feel comfortable sharing face, that is fine. I won't pressure you. I won't push you, and I will completely respect your lines. But if you want to do more than just like bottom with your face down, then I'm going to need to see what you what you look like. And if you're not fine with that, that is fine. But then we should stop talking.
Exactly. Like that's how I am too. One thing I would say, because like sometimes I get in those moments too when I'm just like, look, I'll
Like,
be open
I'll
to it,
take it. It's whatever.
whatever. But it's horniness, and
Right.
horniness is a drug, and
Oh,
I really
it's Vernon, it's crack cocaine.
look. I want
It's
to.
meth.
I don't know if I've already said I'm going to name a title of an episode that it's not going to be the episode title for this one,
It's
but
fine.
it's going to be a Hovember topic for this year.
Horniness
Horniness is a
is a
drug. It's going to be a topic.
Vernon, let me tell you, horniness will have you doing things that meth wouldn't have you doing completely sober.
Facts.
Like there was this one time I found myself with my back in a man's, like with my back in a pile of wet leaves in a man's backyard in Mississippi.
I support.
Now, under what circumstances? Under no circumstances. Well, so I was like there like for the week, and it was like a full thing, but under no circumstances was there a good reason for me to be completely nude in a pile of wet leaves in someone's backyard. Under no circumstances. And yet, there I was.
I get it.
There
Look,
I was.
I drove an hour and a half and got a hotel room because it's been like a dry season once.
Right.
And that I will have to admit, granted, it has not been a dry like it has not been dry on my end.
Right.
But the horniness was like that intense this
Yeah.
past week, and I was just
Sometimes
like,
it's just crazy. And it's like this one time a man I'd slept with one time drove an hour to come have sex. We had sex, and because they had work the next day, they left like immediately. They were that horny. So they made a 2-hour round trip for some. I don't want to drag myself, but I'm pretty sure what I put down that night was enough that we both enjoyed ourselves.
you better
But I don't want to say it was like crazy good, but it was enough for that moment.
Look, gas yourself up. If anybody's going to drive an hour, I look, gas your motherfucking self up. Like you don't drive an hour for every motherfucker. Like
Yeah,
I
no, I
would
don't.
not. I would not.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I
like
was
this guy, oh my God, fuck him. So like we have this thing where like we won't talk for like weeks or months. And then one of us will be like, hey, thinking about you. And then suddenly, out of absolutely nowhere, I am in side of this man. It's crazy, Vernon. It's wild because like we won't speak for months, and then they'll be like thinking about the last time we fucked, and then suddenly we're fucking. It is wild.
Look, you're gonna get that text message today. Like,
Vernon, I would drop everything. It's I'm sorry, but it's 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 really good sex. Like it is. I and like it got to a point, right? Because pivoting, I say I'm like good with like friends with benefits, blah blah. But like if you don't say I don't want to date you, I will just assume it's assume it's a chance.
I get
there's
it.
there's a possibility.
Mhm.
There's a there's a possibility there's a possibility of a chance, but each time I was like, do you want to go to the movies, do you want to get dinner, they would be like, not really. And I was like, right, so fuck my drag. Got it.
So,
Tracking all. Yeah.
look, I won't say that is exactly how things are like with me and my regular, but it does happen similarly. Like
Yeah.
this mofo will catch an attitude randomly about the most basic of
I
shits,
hate that.
and then after a while, just like, oh, well, I'm cool now, blah 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 blah. I'm like, fam, like
Like there, it
we're
was
here for
never
sex.
that serious. Yeah, and I think I am sometimes too nonchalant for people because I'm a very dramatic person, but I'm very nonchalant like when it comes to sex,
Mhm.
which I think surprises a lot of people because I'm like so like big and like dramatic and like loud like in my life.
Mhm.
And so when it comes to sex, I'm like very like I'm just very chill. And therefore I think a lot of guys will meet me and then be like, where's like that energy? I'm like, it's outside.
Look,
Like it's out there.
I get that.
So
Like I say I'm a little bit similar because like, one with everything I do, I do take sex seriously every day, but I'm
right.
also like, it is
A
what it is. It's
person,
like I'm not
like you're still a person.
yeah, I'm not stressed about it in the way that a lot of people tend to make it. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
no.
we're here. Are we fucking or not? Like, what's going on? Like, I
Yeah,
will
like what are we
just ask the
doing?
question. Like, when people come over here for like a hookup, and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna get started now. Do you need to like chill a little bit? Like, what's up? Like,
Right.
we could have conversations if you want. It's like I don't like people who like to beat around the bush. Just say what you want.
Gotcha.
Speak the fuck up. Let me know so I know what's going on. Like, if you want to fuck, say, so
Like
are we
say
fucking
like so we would
or
fight. Right. See,
yeah?
I'm the see, I'm the worst because I'm so nonchalant that like there was a guy that came over this week and we just talked for like 4 hours and then they had to like leave because of like like something, and they were like, hey, so maybe next time we fuck. And I was like, I was just waiting on you, dog. Like I'm not like, because I don't care enough most of the time to like start something, because I do genuinely love to make new friends.
Mhm.
And so, like, if you seem like you want to be friends, then like that's what we're gonna do. There have been very few times when someone would come over and I would be like, let's get to it. Like, let's jump into the game. Vernon, completely off topic question. You didn't, yeah, no, know what? Never mind, because you told me before you don't watch RuPaul. So never mind.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, it's
don't.
fine. I'll just fucking kill myself. But
No.
for those that care,
Call 988.
season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race starts tonight. And Verna, I could not be more excited. I am bursting with excitement.
Well,
So
I'm happy
excited.
for you because you know I
Thank
don't watch
you.
it.
Yeah, it's
But
fine.
I know it's
Whatever.
going to be a phenomenal season.
I
I will
hope
say that.
so. Because this one includes the legendary Sasha Colby.
Nope.
Fuck off, Vernon. This is, I hate you sometimes. God damn it.
I
Anyway, yeah.
accept it. I accept the hate.
Anyway, so back to the conversation. Do you think that you could date someone that leaned towards liking Black men more if they weren't weird, like if they weren't strange about it?
Oh, definitely. Well, it depends on the person,
Mm,
but I would actually have sex with someone. Like I have a friend who, because I actually hit him up, and I saw him on one of the apps, and I was like, oh, what the hell are you
fair.
doing out here?
Right.
And I propositioned, look, like
Mhm.
I would love to come over and see what we can do,
See
but
what it do.
exactly. And he was like, well, I kind of just see you as family. I was like, okay, that's fair,
Oh,
whatever.
whatever.
But he did say, but if you want to have sex with my partner, it was like, you
Oh,
can. I was like,
work.
well, let's see. And I'm open to doing that because his partner's actually cute and his partner is actually white too. So I'm like,
Sure.
sure, we could do that. But I didn't do it
Party.
that visit, but I'm still open to doing that. But it's like, so
Okay, so what do you feel about sleeping with partners?
I've been in multiple threesomes.
Okay, never mind.
So,
Tracking all.
so it's
I
like I've been
I
with the a married
hear you loud and
couple.
clear.
Like I'm like it is what it is. Like
Fair.
if if you're open to it, everybody's comfortable. Let's go for it.
See, I've done one once, and it was fun, but but for me, it felt like a lot of work
Mm.
because because there I was the only one topping, and it was Vernon. So much work.
See, that's the
So much
thing.
work.
I don't know why there's so many dudes that be on these apps just like, oh, I want two bottoms and do a threesome that way. And I'm just like, do you not
Like
understand how much that is? Do you have threesome dick? That doesn't mean the length, that means the stamina. You have to be able to
Vernon,
put up with multiple people. And these
Vernon,
motherfuckers want to be pleased.
yeah. So I am normally not someone with like threesome stamina dick. It's just not my calling. But I don't know why. But this one day, the good Lord gave me the stamina, and I would have to say that that was my best performance to
Oh,
date.
yes. I love it.
I kind of crushed it, honestly, because I fucked them both one by one until each one came. I was putting in the work.
Look,
I was putting in the work.
I don't have the audio file, but the audience, if you are not driving, you better clap this motherfucker up. Like, go ahead, give him his
Vernon,
props for
it
doing
was
what
so much
needed to be
work. It
done.
was
Oh
so
my,
much
yes.
work. and I got done like I need to sleep for 6 years. This was exhausting on every level. Let me, I have to go home. but
Look,
but but unfortunately, well, like fortunately, I had to drive straight to my friend's gender reveal party.
oh, fine.
Yeah.
I smell like sex. Don't mind me.
No, no, no. Showered first. Come on.
Okay,
Now
good.
I have some decorum.
Okay, good, good.
Some.
So, not some. All right, question.
Sure.
Have you been to a sex party? This is okay.
Oh,
I'm going to,
okay.
end it after this and do
Sure.
like a never have I ever. But have you been to a sex party, and are you willing to be at a sex party?
So no, and I don't know. So I've never been. I think I would be willing, but I would be very upset if people there didn't like me.
I get that. Like,
And I also don't know like the vibe of a sex party because I feel like they don't want to hear my jokes and it might be a little bit uncomfortable if I like it also just like what are the rules
mhm.
because like it, because like if I'm there and I don't find someone there attractive, but I'm there at this sex party and they want to fuck, do I have to fuck them too? Like what are the rules of like
Mhm.
this engagement? Because I feel like it is rude if you like go to one and you're not willing to sleep with anyone there.
I'm with you there. Like that's what like I've been to one and
Oh, fun.
it was a pretty nice experience, but at the
Oh,
same
work.
time, I could see that no one else was really engaging with anybody until I
Mm.
got there. And look, if I'm going to a party to have sex with people, I'm
Y'all
looking to
better be
have fucking sex
fucking
with
when
people.
I walk in the room.
Exactly.
Dicks need to be swinging before I park.
Exactly. Like y'all need to be doing something. Now, I will say, I guess everybody was nervous and like there
Okay,
was a joke.
whatever.
So
Boo.
I said a joke. But but like I
Work.
think that's the thing that made people a little bit more comfortable because I'm like, you need an icebreaker or something, like whatever. But after that joke happened, then everybody was like, okay, I guess we can, probably have sex with people. But like I think because I'm thinking about throwing one, honestly. But like I want a space for everyone to feel
Okay.
sexual, sexy,
Mm.
and want to have fun.
See, that is the thing because I don't, as a person, deal with rejection well,
Mhm.
and it takes me like a second, like maybe like 5 seconds to be like, oh wait, fuck them. But if I need to like do those mental gymnastics like in front of people naked, that's too much now.
Mm.
Because if I like went up to somebody and they were like, no, excuse me, and they were like, no, no, I'm good. I would need to immediately leave
Oh.
immediately because then like my confidence like for that event is shot and there's not time for me to like internally like bounce back
Mhm.
because then I would just spend the entire time like like why didn't they want to fuck me?
Mm, I get that.
Because I'm thick. So like, what's the issue?
I get it. I will say, even at the one I went to, I was actually rejected.
Oh,
And like for me, it wasn't. I didn't take it personally,
okay.
because I just look at it as, we all have our things that we're looking for, and I just
Right.
might not have met that person's requirements or what they were looking for at that time. But I think that same person was nervous because we eventually ended up, kind of mingling a little bit.
See,
But
and that would just make me like upset because it's like, oh, so you didn't want me then, but now that all your blood is in your your dick, now it's fine. Oh, excuse
uh,
me.
right,
Excuse
like,
me,
but
mama.
I just thought of it as being like a nervousness, but I will say, because the host of this party, they started engaging with each other.
Okay.
I actually asked them if either one of them wanted to like do a little bit of something, something, and they both were
Right.
like no. And I was like,
Oh,
okay,
then
cool.
what? Then why did you throw a sex party?
That was one of the things I thought about. I'm not even gonna
I-
lie,
If you
but
just wanted to fuck each other in a room of other people fucking.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's the thing that really, like, for me, I'm like, if you're going to have a sex party and not participate with
Mm,
anybody that's there, then do
it's
not
weird.
participate with each other, because
Well,
once you break
yeah,
that kind of barrier, it's like, okay, I'm
it's
guessing
weird.
everybody else can participate with you all,
Mm,
but like, it's one of those things we probably should have let people know that, hey, you all engage with each other. We're in like a committed relationship, but
okay.
don't get engaged with us.
Yeah.
At least have a conversation. But it was weird. That part was weird. But like
Yeah.
with the
That is
rejection of
weird.
it, I was like, okay, that's
Work.
cool. I'll keep going on with other things.
Yeah. I think
Like,
if I hosted a sex party, I wouldn't invite anyone I wouldn't sleep with.
that too.
And it's like, well, if you like, you don't need to want to sleep. No, like you should want to sleep with someone if you invite them to your sex party because it's sex. And so like the social goal of this moment is fucking.
Hmm.
So like those are the rules.
Yes,
And so
like,
if you don't want to fuck me, but you invited me, what are we here for?
mhm.
Like, are we laying cards now? Like, what are we doing if we're not
Exactly.
fucking?
Like, I like to have a
Oh, weird.
safe and secure space for everybody that's going to be invited. And it's like everyone needs to feel loved. And if
Absolutely.
you're one of those people who's just like, oh, you're not my type, not my type, not my type,
Then
then why the
leave.
fuck are you here?
Then why did you go? Picky people should not go to sex parties unless they invited people like you. In my opinion, you can be as picky as you want at your sex party,
Mm,
but like if it's not yours, then like you came and you've now agreed that
exactly.
that like you will be fucking.
Like, if you're gonna be extremely picky, find your whole friend who's not as picky and
Right,
bring five of them, okay?
right,
Add to the
right.
party, not take away
Exactly.
from it.
Exactly. Because I also low key just don't know if I've got sex party stamina because that sounds like a long event, and I'm 24 and I just don't think I've got sex party stamina. And then I wouldn't be like that much fun because I'd be like, well, team, it's been about 45 minutes and I'm done. So I'm gonna go
Hey,
and y'all enjoy this.
but look, that sometimes that's the case. Like, there, even with that
Uh,
event I went to, some people left a little bit early, some people stayed longer than I did, but it's
that,
like,
that's a long time.
enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, like I'm not like, and personally, feel like if you're going to a sex party, you should be verse. it's just me, but I feel like, what are you adding to the room if you're just there for one thing?
I would say if Vernon's invited, great sex. That's why I'm adding to the damn fucking room.
See, if I'm invited, you're getting a tight 5 at least. You're getting an improv skit immediately,
Yes.
and you're getting B plus head.
I fucks with it. I fucks
Thank
with
you.
it.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say it's A, but like it's good.
If I would say in terms of quality, I don't like sucking dick like that anyways, but
See?
in terms of like a sex party, you're not
Yeah.
getting B, you're getting like D, because like it's a lot of people and like that's a lot of energy on the cheeks and like
So
for
like,
y'all who love to suck the dick, continue to do what you do. I love it for you.
yeah. So like, I guess like my thing with a sex party would be like, when I sleep with people, I put in the work because I want this to be fun for everyone there,
Exactly,
right?
yes.
And so I am like, can I go into sex thinking I want to be in the top 5 sex you'll ever have? I don't need to be perfect,
Mhm.
but but I want to be memorable.
Yes, I think
And so like, if I'm there, I'm putting in the work.
I get that. I think my takeaway now after that experience is
Right.
that I walk away with at least one person wanting to reconnect outside of that party, which happened.
Okay.
We did not reconnect, but
Okay. Well,
this person definitely wanted to see me
wanted
in
to.
the next one. It's like, are you going to be
Okay.
coming back? It's
Coming.
like, we
Wait
will
a
see.
second. Wait a
But,
second. Wait a second. Does that mean y'all do this shit regularly? Wait a minute.
uh,
Hold the
probably
fuck.
so. It's Atlanta, so who knows?
Oh, Atlanta. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense. Way more sense.
Look, in this city, oh look, you have to unpack a lot of things before we can even set up a damn sex party. But that's a conversation for another day. But I would say this would be a perfect place to end this episode.
I
Definitely over
agree.
time,
Oh
but
yeah, right. I'm sorry.
you're good. You're good.
I'm just so funny. It's crazy.
And is so. Do you have any last words that you would like to share with the audience?
I think I would say love yourself and love the people you're with, and remember, treat people like they're people, not just things for you to have sex with.
And that's a motherfucking word. On that note, thank you so much, Savon, for coming onto the
Oh,
podcast.
God,
I
thank you
appreciate
so
you,
much for
love.
having me.
Of
It's
course.
always a pleasure.
Of course. And to the listeners out there, thank you all so much for listening to the Holy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. And just in case no one else told you this today, you are beautiful, you are worthy of happiness and joy, you are enough and then some. You may not live up to the expectations of others, but that is okay. You are only required to walk in your own shoes. May each day you live lead you towards abundance. With that said, love you all and see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Holiloquy podcast, where we step out and speak on sexuality. You can subscribe to the podcast through your favorite podcasting app and find us on the web at www.holiloquy.com. That's www.heauxliloquy.com. Share the podcast with your friends and join the conversation.